Hi everyone, hope you are doing well and excited to learn new topic that is vendor risk management. So without wasting much time, let's dive into the session. Okay, so first of all, we all know we are going to discuss about the vendor risk management. So before moving to this topic, first of all, we need one plugin that is vendor risk management. So let's just open the plugin. Okay, over here in the navigator search plugins, then open it and then search here it is vendor risk management. Okay, so I have already install it. You just need to install the vendor risk management. Okay, over here you need to install it. Okay, all the related application will automatically get installed. Okay, so this is what plugin we require for the vendor risk management. Okay, and then first of all, let's after the plugin installation has been done, let's just talk about why we why we need this vendor risk management. Why do we require? Okay, so a vendor management system basically used to calculate the risk associated with the vendor. Vendor means just a, it is a company. Okay, suppose the basically this instance is belongs to XYZ company. So what are the risks associated with that company and all the system associated with that vendor? Okay, like processing device, hardware processor, something. Okay, so those things we can calculate through the vendor risk management. Now, moving to the next, like so what we actually going to do for it. Okay, so nothing too difficult. It is same as we did in the like normal risk management. Okay, so it is same like what we have performed in the risk management, so that is we are going to do over here also. Okay, but in the previously in previously what we for whom we perform those tasks, like we did for the internal user only. Okay, not for the companies. But in the vendor risk management we are going to do for vendor, means company. Okay, like vendor we can define it is it is an external user with external role. Okay, I mean the particular company, like you find this vendor in the same company table. Like this is a core company table. Company name is core underscore company dot, right. So this is the company. Okay, now when you will open a particular company and if the vendor checkbox is true, that means that company is a vendor. Okay, see here is a vendor, right? We need to check it, then it like this will become the vendor. Okay, vendor type you can select. Okay. What is the vendor type? Like application, hardware, service, software, what kind of vendor they are. Okay. So you can now. Okay. So let's just save it. So now this become the vendor. Okay. Company 3com is a vendor. Okay. So like as vendor have only external role, that's why they cannot do much in our instance. Means whatever we did in the normal risk management, they cannot perform, right, using that external role. So that's why, and also they are not technically so much strong enough to perform those things. So how they will submit or perform those tasks? So basically what we have to give them, like just we have to give them a portal access for where all from where all the required things can be submitted through the catalog form. We will develop one catalog, then the vendor will submit all the required things through that catalog. Then someone with all the GRC role can perform those tasks based on their submitted response. I hope up to this you guys have very much clear, right? Okay. Now we have already discussed like vendor means it is a core company table record, right? Where vendor is equal to true, and there is one more checkbox is third party, that also must be true. Okay. Now vendor risk management. In the vendor risk management, all vendors must have some contact. Okay. Like they can have one or more than one contacts. It can be multiple, but one should be a primary contact. There are also okay, so in first of all let's check here, like this is the core company table and it is a vendor, right? Now here must see, this is the vendor contact. One company must have at least one primary contact, like this primary contact must be true, and more than one contact can be added. Okay. Now what we need to perform, like here there is only two important thing which we are going to see over here. One is assessment and another is tiering assessment. Assessment and tiering assessment. Tiering assessment means this is only for the internal users, and assessment is for the external user. Okay. So means like whenever we are like tiering assessment, whenever tiering assessment will get created, so it can be filled by the internal users. Okay. Having all the GRC role. Okay. But when we are talking about normal assessment, so it can be submitted by the user from the portal, external assessment. Okay. So these two things are important in the vendor risk management. Rest all the things are same, like entity type, risk control, whatever we have already discussed in the normal risk management. Okay. Now, okay, so let's just create one vendor and see how tiering and other things will happen. See, we vendor name, like as we have discussed, it will be one company name. Okay, so let's just put over here the XYZ. DNS number is the unique number, like it is a universal numbering system, right, for that company. So that will provided by the company. Now, rank tier, like how would you provide them this company a rank, like whether it is a strategic partner, valued partner, tactical supplier, or excluded supplier, or whatever you can select over here, it will be provided by that them also, already. Okay. Vendor tire, vendor tire have a very higher, moderate or low. So you can mention over here. Now status, like this company is in evaluation, not selected, selected, onboarding, active, active, unauthorized, or terminated. So you can select over here. Now vendor manager, who is the manager of this particular company. Okay. Now business owner, who will be the business owner? So you can select it, the name. Okay. Parent, if this company have some other company as a parent or not, like suppose ABC company is the parent of XYZ, then we can select here the ABC, the parent of this company. Okay, as of now leave it. Okay, general, like industry, what is the industry, right? You can select or create like agriculture, apparel, banking related, biotechnological, chemical. Okay, so you can select over here. Vendor, you need to make it true. Vendor type, you can select. Manufacturer or number of employees, you can mention. Image of that company, banner, text or something, you can mention over here. Location, where is that company located? Phone number, fax, this can be put it over here. Okay, if this is a publicly traded or something, so you can stock symbol, stock price, or you can mention over here. Risk scoring. So like override risk rating, if you will check, then the calculated one, like, see, if we are not mentioning, so all the things in the read only mode, right? So why? Because based on your assessment, the vendor assessment and the other things, the risk will get calculated and mentioned over here, auto populate over here. Override risk rating means like whatever the risk calculated and put it over here, that doesn't matter, we can then also override them. Okay, so this is for the company vendor form, right? Now once the form has been submitted, so whenever you submitted this form, so only active questionnaires and or document request have been added to this assessment. Means there is some flow working behind this, and no matter like what is the flow, if the questionnaire are active, then only that can be added to the assessment. A new vendor risk assessment has been created due to vendor tire updated. Like as we did the vendor tire, right? Vendor tire we have updated 4. So based on that, the vendor risk has been created. In the beginning, it will be in the draft state and not yet submitted to the vendor. Okay, like when we will submit that assessment, then it will be available for the vendor. Okay, so let me show you. See, one assessment has been created, right? And this is in draft state. Once the draft state it will submit it, then only that will visible to the vendor, and they can submit the complete that assessment. Okay, tiering assessment, you can create the tiering assessment, or using the workflow you can attach. Okay, suppose we are giving the test 1 2 3 short description test. Okay, now this is applies to vendor, and you can also select the engagement. Okay, but as of now we are doing for vendor, so we have just selected the vendor. It is in draft state. Assign to whom you want to assign it. Suppose we want to test Okay, let me check. Okay, only one user having the proper role. Okay. Now tire label we can select like very high, moderate or low. Yes, low. Tiering assessor, like who will have the who will have the ability or who can submit this form. So we are going to select one tiering assessor. More than one we can select. We just put it over for the system administrator so that I can submit this form. Okay. Now tiering assessment schedule, like how much time you want to give this assessment to be completed. Suppose we are planning to give one day 5 hours, okay, a minute and some, okay. Now plan started. Up to when you want to start. Like suppose this is 16/7/2023, right? Now it is 16/22/28, okay. Now this time will be added to this and the plan end date will be that. Like let me show you by saving this form. Okay, so one day you have selected, so 16 plus 1, 17, right? And this is the time was 22, 28, and 42 something, right? When we will add the 5, so it will be 18, 3 something, okay. So it was based on that. Now actual start date you can mention like what you like. This is a planning duration, okay, but it is the fixed like okay. So it can be done after the completing this form, okay, or you can mention over here also. Now okay, so this form has been saved. Now the tiering question. So tiering question, you can create your own tiering question, but as of now like I'm doing for basic, uh, I'm selecting basic question, okay. Just save this form. Now once you submit the assessment, okay, submit this tiering assessment. So see, this is in the awaiting response, right? And one tiering questionnaires for XYZ has been sent to the accessor. Who is the accessor? System administrator. So that can responsible. Okay. Now this tiering question we have selected. So one assessment has been submitted to the user. See, the owner of this tiering assessment is the system administrator. Take the assessment. This is the basic question we have selected. We can submit these things to complete this assessment. Okay. Now submit this assessment. Once you will submit this assessment, so the like assessment has been completed. XYZ. Okay. So one tiering assessment we have completed and check like that was previously in the awaiting response. Once submits the tiering assessment, now we can close this assessment, or like we can only close this assessment if they have at least one primary contact. Okay, suppose we are trying to close this, so we will get one error message: at least one primary contact must be exist for the vendor. So let's just open the vendor form and create one what is one primary contact. Okay, primary contact must be checked. Okay, logout means if you have checked this form, that means that user will not able to logged in. Okay, once we created the primary contact, now we can close the steering assessment. So the steering assessment was for it is for the internal user. Now let's check for the assessment. So here is like after completing one tiering assessment, but another like this was auto generated form was previously this was the auto generated assessment, and we have not completed that one. That was in the draft state. Once we fill the tiering assessment, so based on that tiering assessment, one more assessment has been created, and this one make in the draft state, and the previous one has been cancelled. So now let's just open this. Right now it is in draft state and not submitted to the vendor. Once see, the sample question has been added to it, you can add some more question. Document request, this is what document we have requested or something. Fourth party questionnaires, if we have some fourth party, so we can add for them also. Here the questionnaires, vendor risk areas. Okay, issues, like it will be auto generated, or we can add over here task, downstream supplier control. These are the things. Okay, now this question has been attached over here. Once we will submit this form, so risk assessment has been sent to the XYZ. Okay, XYZ vendor has the following questionnaires or document requests are not associated to any risk scoring rule and will not have an impact on the score one. Okay, report. So here we can select some owner who will have the ability to lead the questionnaires. Okay, so now that the assessment has been submitted, and it can be the user can have the access for the portal, and they can submit their own response through that questionnaires. Once that has been submitted, so based on them, the GRC person can do the rest of things, and the calculation for their risk will be happen. So we guys, like, we are now aware of tiering assessment, right, and the in the vendor risk management. Okay. Now one more thing I need to discuss over here is the vendor workspace. Is that name? I guess vendor management workspace. Okay. So this is vendor management workspace, risk management workspace. Okay. So if over here, like from this workspace, what we can perform like create vendor, create engagement, create tiering assessment, create issue, create task. We can create over here. Now here, like overall, like 92 total vendors we have. Total engagement is 27. Now vendor population overview we can check over here. Um, Using the how much is very high, moderate, low, very low, something we can discuss, we can check in the graphical form. And it is like top risk areas where the risk is high, issue by priority. This one have priority low, priority minor, critical. So this can be okay. We can also add like fourth parties overview, that is not as of like as of now, that is not present, so it is empty. Okay. Now from here, this is the home page. We can check all the graphical things in overview. In the risk activity, we can check the our risk total. Open is in this 114. Okay. 41 is overdue, pending is 73. uh, Total open issue is 18. So we can check from here, we can um, open the particular record and then just get the things and complete. We can complete from there. Okay. In the task, like here, my pending task, my group task, so that can be visible over here. In the list view, we can find like my vendor list, tiering risk assessment. So all the things in the list, in the um, list format. Okay. Suppose we are opening some vendor risk. Okay. We have opened now. Here is the preview, open preview option. And when you will open this open preview, so all this is in the read only mode. We cannot edit. So if that is the problem occurring in any kind of record, okay, any kind of record, then what is the issue for that? This form has not been configured for workspace. To edit the form, select a different type of record or contact your administrator, right? This is the information given over here. So basically for this table, they don't have the workspace view. That's why it is happening. Okay. So open that record. Once the record has been opened, so check the table name. So that is SNVDR risk assessment. Okay, right. So open that table and then just create one workspace view. Okay. Then the preview will be available. Now we have seen the workspace, we have seen the assessment, tiering assessment, all the things, right? So this is all about vendor risk management, and we will discuss how we can submit through the portal in the next session. Meanwhile, you can do the practice and you can create your own vendor and some try to submit the hearing and assessment. Okay, that's all for the session. We will meet in the next session with some more detail in the vendor risk management. Bye guys, thank you, take care.